good morning to the folks inside a beautiful, gorgeous Grenada. How are you doing this morning? I'm good. I'm good. A bit of pain in the shoulder area. I'm wondering what it is. I did I pull a muscle? No, I didn't raise anything untoward. I didn't pull. I don't think I pulled a muscle that I knew about. Maybe a sleeping position that could have been, but it's been paining me ever since yesterday, and it did give me an ease yesterday evening. I have a feeling I'll just take some painkillers today for that pain because it's really paining. Yeah. So, is that drumsticks? It could be, Usually she calls it around this time. Morning, drums.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. I read from the Word of God, Psalm 134. Is that phone cut off,
No, you there?
Behold, bless ye the Lord, all ye servants of the Lord, which by night stand in the house of the Lord. Lift up your hands in the sanctuary and bless the Lord that made heaven and earth. Bless thee out of Zion. This is the end of the scripture reading.
And thank you so very much. How are you today?
I'm good.
Oh, you heard silent night, holy night, so you thought you had gone.
Yeah, because that phone giving me trouble.
But you there. So the family okay?
Everybody all right for the time?
Good, wonderful. Well, give my love to Olive, eh?
I will, but she will deal with you. She will call you.
Well, yeah, she better call me. All right?
Yeah, all right. Have a nice day.
You too, darling. Take care.
Bye.
All right, folks, so we've got drumsticks. So let me tell you this morning, the lineup for you this morning is a pretty decent one, CJ has decided that she's really and truly going to ensure that she's on this morning. So we, instead of doing her via StreamYard, which we usually do, but we're having a problem, not with the StreamYard software. We're having a problem with our system. Yeah, we're having a problem with our system. So it just means that we just have to get rid of that. Not that the system is not good, the system is good. But what we want to do with it, we can't. So we'd have to get another system. It probably calling for an Apple computer. Yeah, that's what it's calling for. Yeah, have to go the Apple way, it looks like, for that particular issue there. So that be that. And because we cannot accommodate CJ on the StreamYard end, we're going to be doing her via the phone. So she'd call in via the WhatsApp phone and she'd be able to I think she's got a guest this morning for you. So all that you'll see, all that you'll know. Continue listening to Real 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. Don't you forget, coming up on Thursday morning, the second test, West Indies versus India, starts right here on Real FM Radio. The broadcast comes to you with the compliments of our folks at the Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the New National Party, and the Grenada Electricity Services Limited. All these people coming together. And of course, we're looking for more sponsors in the meantime because we have to do so and pay for the cricket. So the more sponsors we get is going to be the better for us. Otherwise, we end up in what they call in the red. Yeah, and we don't want that to happen. So if you think that your company would like to be a part of the cricket, cricket, lovely cricket on Real FM Radio, even if West Indies is not doing as well as we want them to do. Stay with us. This is your station, as always.
How we live? Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life. What you feeling? Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life. Ain't no more time we now watch phone bill. No That's with the contract is a sure thing. How with the new floor plan name? Hybrid. If you don't know about it, then they better slide in. How we live? Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life. What you feeling? Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life. Jump in it. Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life. What you feeling? Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life.
favorite plan. Postpaid and prepaid come together as one, with no overages, no contract, no deposit, and no catch.
Hybrid.
Bundle up now and get 15 gigabytes of data and 2,000 anywhere minutes for only $50 per month, plus a discounted smartphone.
You see the new phone plan that Flo made? You could turn postpaid to prepaid.
RENDEC Community Partnership Initiative.
The classrooms that were refurbished as a result of this project really were not conducive to installing ICT into the classroom. Many of the windows were not functional. The security to the actual rooms themselves were insufficient. At the Maribor campus, the roof was also termite infested. The college is extremely appreciative of the contribution of GrenLink to this project to really enhance learning through the use of information and communications technology.
Hungry, anyone? You heard about it, and it's finally here. Velma's Restaurant and Bar, located High Street Satyrs in St. Patrick. They're open from 6 a.m. until midnight. Breakfast is available from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. On the menu is roast bake, sawfish, and many mouth-watering items. Lunch is a close second, with items that can be grilled to your satisfaction. We have steamed fish and other seafoods too. For the health-conscious ones, we provide vegan and vegetarian dishes. Looking for something that will hit the spot? From 5 p.m. until close, come and enjoy our burgers and fries. At Velma's, we cater and host parties. We have an on-site bakery where you can place your orders for fruitcakes and other pastries. We also have local juices. Listen to RealFM for your daily menu to place your order in advance. Call us at 419-5622. That number again, 419-5622. Velma's Restaurant and Bar. Come eat lunch with us.
Yeah, lunch at Velma's. And didn't I tell you what was going to be for lunch today? All right, let me go back to that list. Where is it? Oh, there you are. Lunch today at Velma's, cuckoo, callaloo with stewed fish. So I guess, the callaloo is by itself, stewed fish, chicken, basmati rice, potato salad, and juices, local juices. But for breakfast this morning, and breakfast is served up until 10 o'clock, coconut bakes, ground provision, saltfish, smoked herring, fried chicken. I can't handle fried chicken. No. I don't want fried chicken for breakfast. But I could handle the coconut bakes and the saltfish and the smoked herring. You could handle fried chicken? Okay, good for you. All right, dinner, you can try some burgers and fries. Yeah, it's great. Right, I'm having this sharing pain, man. You guys don't know. Is somebody trying to reach me already on that line? I got to reach the Met office, but let me just take them. Good morning.
My name is Donald, and good morning to your listeners. I know I have not been as active on air as I used to be. A quick question. Because I have to depend on either online or when I'm certain parts in St. George's to hear you. Have you ever had any discussion on the changes that have been made to the National Insurance Act? There are two significant things that I don't know if people are aware of. That's the retirement age changing to 61. So people who are planning to retire next year have to wait another year. And the second significant one is the change from a pension benefit to a retirement benefit. I don't know if you understand the seriousness of these two aspects.
But I tell you what, this can make for very interesting conversation. So I want to defer you to Monday morning next.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me some time on Monday morning so we can go a bit more in depth with it? Because I've got Claire and so lined up. She has a guest and everything lined up for a program this morning.
Okay, no problem.
So I don't want to dive into that and then I can't come out. Yeah?
I agree.
So let me defer you to next Monday morning. What time would you like it to be?
You give me a time and I'll work with your time.
All right, I'm going to say something that's going to make you laugh. So listen to this carefully, right?
Mm-hmm.
After you have your fake breakfast.
Fruit.
Oh, it's fruit? I thought it was fake.
Fruit. You know, Andrew, I'll do a live video with something to prove that it is not a picture but is real, and I'll post it. Because you keep accusing me of recycling my pictures, and I'm not recycling my pictures. I have fresh fruit breakfast every day. Right. So after my fruit breakfast,
You could have fooled me.
we will talk, yes.
Anyway,
All right.
we'll talk later today, okay, bro?
Sure, no problem. Clear
Okay,
morning.
great.
Self-said that
Stan
if
Philip
not-
there. Good morning to you, Stan. Good morning to your family, wife, and children. Let's hoping that everybody is okay. All right, so I tell you what, yeah, Claire, she's already lined up there, so she's gonna hold on there for a minute, herself and her guest. And we're gonna quickly have the weather. Yeah, that's gonna be coming up. So you stay with us. This is real. This is 91.9. 91.5 www.therealfmgrenada.com, broadcasted to citizens in Grenada, Carriacou, PD Martinique, and of course the rest of the world. Stay with us.
Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk? Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk?
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
You gotta be careful with whatever you do, whenever you do it, and however you do it. 29 minutes after the 7 o'clock hour, and we've made that link with the folks down at the Morris Bishop International Airport Meteorological Office. This morning, representing them is none other than Trisha Miller. Trisha with a laugh sometimes. Good morning, Trish.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you listeners of Real FM. It's a partly cloudy morning here at the airport. To the south, winds east-southeasterly at 10 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1016 millibars, which is above the mean, and it's rising. Present temperature 27.3 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 85%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 30.9 degrees Celsius, and the minimum temperature last night was 22 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, 1.7 millimeters of rainfall were recorded here at the MBIA. This brings the total for the month so far to 156.2 millimeters. Now the public forecast valid for today and tonight for Grenada, Carriacou, and PD Martinique. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy and windy with light to moderate, increasing in cloudiness as the day progresses with moderate to heavy afternoon and nighttime showers, and there's also a medium chance of lightning and thunder. There's a medium chance of flash flood overnight as well. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher with showers. Today's maximum temperature is expected to get up to 31 degrees Celsius. Seas moderate, waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters. A small craft advisory remains in effect. Time around 9 a.m. and high about 3 p.m. Sunset this evening at 6:36. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 5:51. So just to recap, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy and windy with light to moderate showers, increasing in cloudiness as the day progresses with moderate to heavy afternoon and nighttime showers, and there's also a medium chance of lightning and thunder. From the Met Office, Trisha Miller.
Thank you, Trish. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, same to you.
Okay, bye-bye now. This is real. This is 91.9 FM. Remember, friends, we've got to say a very special thank you every single morning to the folks at the Morris Bishop International Airport Meteorological Office. And while we believe that, hey, it is their duty, not necessarily, they are doing us a service. They're doing the nation a service. And they do this on, close to 5 stations every morning. GBN, WeFM, RealFM. I think the 2 stations in Carriacou, that's about 5 already, and maybe more. Maybe they're doing with the folks out of St. Andrew also. So it's a really a big task one has to do, or they have to do every single morning inside of this beautiful island of ours. Now, I did tell you that we've got Claire and her guests. They're already lined up there on the WhatsApp, and we're gonna take a commercial break. And when we come out of the commercial break, we'll be going to our theme song, and then partway, just as the intro in the theme song, and then we will be joining Claire and her guest. This is Real FM Radio, 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
You gotta be careful, careful.
Attention homeowner. Is your home or yard the source of mosquito breeding? Check now to ensure that mosquitoes are not breeding on your premises. Remember, dengue fever is on the rise. Dengue fever can kill, and you could be the next victim. So check your home and yard for breeding sites such as water holding containers, drums, tires, dish rack trays, washing machines, toys, septic tanks, bottles, and just about anything that can hold water. Remember, no mosquito, no dengue. A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs with support from PAHO.
Maya's Collection, located on Main Street, Sater, St. Patrick, announces its back-to-school promotion. Available are uniforms for MacDonald College, St. Mark's Secondary, Montrose SDA Comprehensive, St. Joseph Convent Grenville, and some uniforms for primary and pre-primary schools in St. Patrick. Check out Maya's today for all your school accessories, shirts, belts, socks, notebooks, and much more. Also in stock is a wide variety of household items. We are opened Monday to Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and later for your convenience. We accept government and Grand Coda vouchers. Call Maya today on 449-6197. A warm welcome awaits you.
Carriacou is the place to be, August 4th to the 7th, for the 50th year of the Carriacou Regatta Festival. The Carriacou Regatta Festival, which is the longest sailing event in the region, is celebrated under the theme, Timeless Culture on the Sea. Come join us for 4 days of exciting and competitive boat racing from Friday to Monday. Fun games, day and night parties, road marathon, Miss Teen Regatta, night boat cruises, the foreign artist show, donkey race, and greasy pole are some of the activities to look forward to. For more info, contact the Regatta Jumper on 473-443-7930. The Carriacou Regatta Festival 2023, August 4th to the 7th. Sail by day, party by night. Carriacou welcomes you.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Somebody say, bring money up, bring jumping up, bring money up. Oh, na, na, na.
Well, what do you know? The NLA is giving you an additional chance at winning in its Crazy Cash Second Chance Parish Giveaway. Yes! Starting June 10th, enter your non-winning daily cash 4, daily pick 3, or playway tickets valued at $12 or more in a single purchase for a chance to win over $25,000 in cash. Be sure to write your name, address, and contact info on your entries before dropping them in the NLA branded box at your favorite authorized agent. Draws will be conducted every Friday starting June 23rd to July 21st, 2023 for every parish and aired on GBN TV at 8 p.m. That's a total of 105 draws of $250 each. Promotion ends July 14th, 2023. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 31st, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true.
TV just got smarter. Introducing Hub TV from Flow. Enter the new era of entertainment with a voice-activated remote. No need to remember your favorite channels. Just say it and see it. That is, if you could pick something. Because now you get live video on demand plus all your streaming services together in one wireless box. It's time to experience entertainment the smart way. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more info.
It is real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. So, remember I did promise you that CJ and her guest, I think her name is, her name is Patricia Tufti. I hope I had that correct.
When you talk, where you go, where you go, what you say, when you talk.
So, they're both on the line, I do believe, if technology works the way I believe it should. They're both on the line. And what's the subject matter? It's mental health. Which direction they're going? I have absolutely no idea. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, Pat. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Claire. How's everybody else doing?
Oh, I'm fine. And goodbye.
Well, let me first say good morning to everyone. I'm really happy to be back doing that this morning. And I cannot start the program without saying good morning to the people that are on live, like Faithlin Holly Douglas, Gemma Warwood, Shirley Scarrett, Christine Otley, Adrian Watts, Chrissy Battist, Joanne Francis, Errol Bonaparte, Anne-Marie Celestine Grant, Carol Belfon, Maxwell Belfon, Paul Charles, Cicely Celestine, and let me not forget to say good morning to Miss Matheson, good morning to Mona, the Glynn family, the Callis family, Francis Sylvan, Raymond Courtney, Lynette John, and last but not least, my good friend Jester Noel. Good morning to you guys. This morning, I'll be talking to Pat, and her last name is Tough, not Toof, Tough. Patricia Tough. You should sue him for spoiling you saying your name wrong, Pat.
That's okay.
Today I'm speaking to Pat, who is a nutrition and wellness coach. Pat is specialized in gut health and has been coaching for the past 7 years. She has graduated from the INN, that is the IN, or Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and is trained in aromatherapy, which is helping others to use essential oils for therapeutic benefits. She also assists her clients in a lifestyle makeover that gives their bodies the tool it needs to flourish. Pat, in our previous conversation that was December 2022, we touched upon the connection between gut health and mental wellness. Could you go over that again? So with this correlation to how a healthy gut can directly impact our mental well-being?
Of course, Claire. Last time we talked about the fact that there's a link between gut and mental health, as you said. And it's a very fascinating study. And we know when we look at the studies, it's becoming more recognized that science is starting to recognize that there is a direct correlation between the gut and the brain. So research is really helpful when it shows that, because then people can really understand why it's so important to take care of their gut health. So when we think about the the direction that the gut and the brain, how they communicate. They communicate bidirectionally, and what that means is think of it as a highway that with traffic going both ways. So the gut speaks to the brain, and the brain speaks to the gut. And this involves the nervous system. So the nervous system, the immune system, and there's also releasing of various molecules and neurotransmitters. So when our gut is in a state of imbalance, it can directly affect our mental health in a lot of different ways. So an imbalance is really something that we need to look at very carefully, because if our gut is not working well, then we can have serious problems with our mental health. So that's the first thing. Secondly, the gut actually speaks to the nervous system, and the nervous system directly communicates with the other systems that cause our emotions and stress responses in the body. So you can see how really the gut can support a balanced, sorry, nervous system, and it can promote well-being and give us the resilience we need to be completely healthy. You know, statistics show that 1 in 3 people have poor gut health, but they don't realize it. You know, if you have things like you're not digesting your food properly, you have foggy brain, you have issues like, you know, you're burping all the time, or the other direction, then there is something wrong with your gut. I mean, if it happens occasionally, then you don't have to worry too much. But if this is something that happens more often than you would like, then it's a good idea to look at your gut health. So taking care of our gut through practices also like a balanced diet, regular exercise, our stress management, and also targeted supplementation that can support the function of the gut brain axis, the way that they speak to each other. So it's not rocket science really. It's plain for us to see that there is a direct correlation there. And you know, of course, we have to mention too that while the gut is not a magical solution for mental health, um, it's a foundational part of that puzzle. So, putting into place good gut health practices with appropriate mental health support can lead us to a better outcome.
Hmm. Thank you for explaining that intricate relationship between gut health and mental wellness. It is remarkable how nurturing our gut can have profound effects on our mental being. So, by prioritizing our gut health, we can potentially improve our mood, emotional resilience, and overall mental wellness. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Our gut plays a vital role in our mental wellness journey. And it's good to know that so that we can make a positive impact on our mental health if we take care of our gut. It's a reminder to us that we need a holistic approach to wellness. We have to take into account that interconnectedness between the gut and the brain.
So, to our audience here, remember that a healthy gut can positively impact our mental wellness. Remember that healthy gut and mental wellness. So, if you prioritize your gut health, you may find yourself experiencing greater emotional well being and resilience. Today,
That's
Pat is
correct.
joining us to talk about her book, Healthy Gut, Healthy Habit Tracker. Thank you for being here with us today again, Pat. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Claire. You know, I really appreciate you having me on the program because I am very passionate about helping people with their gut health. I really, well, science shows, as I mentioned before, that this is a key part of keeping us healthy. So, you know, the book that I wrote is really an integral part of that.
Okay. So so that was your inspiration behind writing Healthy Gut, Healthy Habit Tracker.
Okay, so that's a good question. It was really born out of my desire to provide a practical and an effective solution for people who have digestive issues. I have been able to see the struggles that my clients have, and I wanted to create something that was tried and true that I worked with them on, so that anyone could follow with ease, and have really great results. So that's really why I created the book, because I find that if you have something tangible that you can hold in your hand, and the book helps you to work through the process, then you can make those changes to have better gut health.
So, how have your clients benefited from this process so far?
Okay, so the information in the book is, as I mentioned, as a result of years of working with my clients. And I've seen their progress and the success that they've had. And being able to embrace and follow the plan effortlessly is what it's all about, because no one wants to be, to doing something that's so hard to do that they just give up. So what they can do with the book that I created is they check off their healthy habits each day. They experience a proven way to help themselves achieve the goals that they've set out for themselves. And this sense of accomplishment that they get is satisfying, not just for them, but also for me, since I know that this works when they follow the guidelines.
Okay, that sounds like a powerful approach, but can you explain how to use the tracker effectively for my listening audience?
Sure, Claire. It is a powerful process, I have to say, because when people use the process, and I've used it myself, because the real reason that I started helping people with gut health is because my gut health was compromised, and I was headed down a path that was really causing me to have poor health. And when we think about the gut health, sometimes we don't think in terms of how serious that is and how important it is to keep our gut in good health. One of the things that I really help my clients to appreciate is that we can get serious diseases if we don't take care of our health or our gut health. So I encourage them at the beginning of the book to do an assessment so that they can understand where they are right now with their gut health. Then, as each week progresses, they can add another habit. They start with one habit, current habit in the front of the book, and then they add to another habit that they can establish as they go along. So this step-by-step approach helps them build their progress and get the best results possible. And each habit is in the book. I have an explanation for why it's important and how it will help their gut. So it makes the process informative and actionable. And we know that it takes about 21 days to make a new habit really stick. It takes a long time for a habit to stick. I mean, we get into these habits where we're doing things that are causing us problems. So we have to try to change that, and we need time to do that. So 21 days is usually the amount of time it needs to make a new habit. And this
Okay.
gives us time to do that.
Okay. So that's really good to hear. But what can readers expect to achieve by the end of that 12-week program?
Well, by the end of the program, they should be able to see that they're having better gut health, because it's set up in a systematic way so that when they start the process and they start one habit and add another habit, then they can really keep going. There's 12 habits that really cause us to have issues with our gut, and those 12 habits are highlighted in the book, and we can see how that works when we go through the process.
So when we say that you have that gut feeling, it's more than just emotional. It is physical also, because when your
Absolutely.
gut is not feeling right, you will know.
Yes, you will. And I'm going to give you an example of that. This morning when I got up, because I knew I was going to do this program,
I had the same feeling.
I had butterflies in my stomach.
Yes.
And not only that, it's stressful to get on a program of any kind. So you feel that in your gut. Your gut is telling you, your gut is telling you you're under stress and you need to do something about it. So what I did, it was I used my essential oil products to help me to calm down and to help my gut to calm down. So I'm very passionate about these products because they really really work. Now, right now, I'm sitting here talking to you, and I feel so much better because I don't have those butterflies rolling around in my stomach.
Mm. I totally understand that. Because I do get anxiety attacks sometimes according to what territory I'm stepping in. So that's what I talk about, the good gut feeling and the bad gut feeling. And the gut tells us a lot. So if it's not well, it will let us know it's not well. And when we have the butterflies like you did and I did this morning, we know that also. Now,
Absolutely.
I understand that you created 2 additional tools to complement the Healthy Gut Habit Tracker. That's a big thing. Healthy Gut Health Tracker, right? Could you
Yeah,
explain
I
to us
just
or tell
call
us
it the
more about
Healthy
that?
Gut
It's a tongue
Tracker.
twister.
Yes, the tracker helps to keep people on track with the habits. But when we have poor gut health, or even if we don't have poor gut health, sometimes we tend to just grab and go. We eat whatever's available. So the tools that I created helps people to stay on track with that. For example, the one tool is called the Daily Food Diary and Symptom Tracker. So when we have symptoms in our gut, sometimes it's because we're eating the wrong things. Some people don't even recognize that. They just feel, oh, I have a little bit of indigestion, but your gut's telling you that that food didn't work well with you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you use the tool, excuse me, the tool that I created with the tracker, the 2 tools. The first one is the, excuse me, here, I got to get a drink of water. Hold on.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The Daily Food Diary and Symptom Tracker. It's a tool where you can record what you eat or drink daily, the time that you ate it, the date that you ate it, and then you can really see how you felt that day. For example, if you eat something that's not working well with your stomach, you know it. But if you don't
Mm-hmm.
record it, then you're gonna repeat it again, and then you get into this scenario where your body's telling you don't eat that, but you're still eating it and you're having these symptoms. So when you complete the diary, the food diary, you can get a more accurate idea of which foods triggers that digestive problem. It helps you to identify the pattern so that you don't do it again, and it also can help you identify patterns that help you to figure out which foods affect your mood. And I can't stress that enough because people have bad moods. Well, it's getting worse all the time. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that is because we are eating the wrong things. We're eating junk food, and that, you've ever heard the expression junk food, junk mood?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that directly affects how we feel. So if you find yourself getting irritated at the slightest little thing, or you're just in a bad mood all the time, you need to check the food that you're eating so that you can have a better outcome with your moods and your stress level.
Now, it's strange that you say that because I I pride myself on eating healthy. I always say I don't put no junk in my trunk. But sometimes, you you go you're out somewhere and you're really, really hungry and I eat something that my system is not used to. And let me tell you, it tells me that
Yeah,
I
so
ate something that is not right for me or that my stomach is not used to. So it gives me all kinds of problems to digest. I feel like something is sitting heavy in my stomach, like a stone, until I get home and I take something like the Zengest or something to cool my stomach, and then I'm okay. So then I know not to eat that anytime I go out again.
yes, exactly. So what I do with that is I make I plan my trips because I know that if I'm out there, you're going to get hungry, especially if you're away all day. So I
Mm-hmm.
make sure that I have things to eat that are going to help me, not hinder me. Now it's something that you have to get into the habit of doing. But when you do that, you're going to find that you have much better results with how your stomach feels, and you're not, your car's not automatically driving into fast food restaurant in order for you to get something to eat. So
Mm-hmm.
it is a process, but it's definitely possible to do it.
Okay.
So the next tool that I created was the weekly meal planner and grocery list, and that's really designed to help us simplify meal planning. So it guides my clients through 4 steps: deciding what to eat, creating a grocery list, sticking to the list while they're shopping, and referring to the plan throughout the week. So when they follow these steps, they can make healthier meal choices, reduce food waste, and this is important because we throw away a lot of food, especially here
Mm-hmm.
in North America. We can save money. Things are getting more expensive these days, so if we plan our meals, we can definitely save money on that. Then we're not just grabbing whatever's on the shelf, and everyone in the family can get involved in the meal planning process when we use the weekly meal planner and grocery list, the tool
Mm.
that I provided to go with the healthy habit tracker.
And not only that, though, because as you said, food is getting expensive everywhere. And
Mhm.
I, for one, know that when you prepare your own food, the time that you put into it, you know what you're using in your food for one, and you
Mhm.
enjoy it more than if you just go on the street and grab something. Because most times when we grab something out there, we throw away half of it because it's not to our taste or not to our expectation. So it's
Yeah,
really, really. Go ahead. Hmm.
and especially if you know that it's not really good for you,
Mm.
you just want to quash the hunger feeling. So you grab something from the fast food place, but really you're not doing yourself any kind of service. You're doing yourself a disservice actually when you
Hmm.
do that. So I totally get what you're saying.
So the tools that you're talking about, I'd like
Hmm.
to say thank you for sharing it with us because it can enhance the reader's experience and the whole. Let me see. Healthy gut health habit tracker. This is a tongue twister, Pat. Come on. Listen here.
But it works.
It's my tongue is twisting all over. So yes, so it's the healthy gut healthy habit. Oh my gosh, healthy gut health habit
healthy
tracker.
healthy gut habit tracker.
Yes. So, if people implement those tools, I think, we all will be walking around with a healthy gut in the near future, not the distant future.
Absolutely, and it is not hard to do. That's the thing, people think when they're going to go through a program, it's so hard. And what I find with like a long program, which this isn't, it's so simple to use, which is why I did create it. That it takes you through the process in 12 weeks, and you do one each week. So, it really is simple to do. So if your customers, if my customers or my clients have gut health issues, that's really what they need to do. They need to follow that process in order for them to have better gut health.
Okay. I think we should take a commercial break right now, and then we shall
Mhm.
be right back.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
Okay. Mr. Donald? I think he must have stepped away. It is. Well, let's continue until he gets back and see what's going on.
Okay, no problem.
So,
So another thing I wanted to mention too, sometimes when you create something, people think, well, is it really going to work, or is that just something that you thought of? But this is a program that's worked for my clients, and I have in the book also um, testimonials where because I do believe in the power of real life stories.
mhm.
So I included those testimonials so people can see in their own words how the program worked for them. And I think that's important for them to know that it is possible to make those changes and for them to stick, don't you think?
Yes, yes, for sure. Because the thing is, we all want to be healthy and we all talk about health and everything like that. But it starts from your gut because what's inside is what comes out from
Mhm.
any of it, regardless of what it is that you do or say or think, because it has to start from the inside. So what you're talking about today is imperative that we pay attention to.
Absolutely. And we don't realize, I think a lot of people don't realize how serious it really is. They just, and sometimes I use the illustration with people that want to work with me. Before they start working with me, we go through a process as well. And I use the illustration, when you buy a new car and the manual says put this kind of gas in it, and if you don't do that, what happens to the car?
Mm.
It doesn't work very well. So our bodies are created to eat good food. And I mean, in Grenada, I'm sure you get better food than we do here in North America.
Any given day.
Yeah, your seasons are longer here in North America. We have to depend a lot on things being shipped in. But even at that, you can make better choices. So if you do make those better choices, even here, you can find that your gut is in much better shape, and that you don't get those health issues that a lot of people come up against as they go along. So putting stuff in your gas tank is the best gas is really crucial.
So, you wrote the book. Well, you have two of them, and anyway, do you? Where can the readers get it, or people that want to follow the I'm not saying it, the Healthy Gut, Healthy Habit Thing Tracker? Where can they get that?
Well, there's actually 3 of them. There's the Healthy Gut Health Habit Tracker,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Oh,
here's the commercial.
Attention homeowner. Is your home or yard the source of mosquito breeding? Check now to ensure that mosquitoes are not breeding on your premises. Remember, dengue fever is on the rise. Dengue fever can kill, and you could be the next victim. So check your home and yard for breeding sites such as water holding containers, drums, tires, dish rack trays, washing machines, toys, septic tanks, bottles, and just about anything that can hold water. Remember, no mosquito, no dengue. A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs with support from PAHO.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandin sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
Oasis Pet and Garden, located in Westerhall, St. David's, has supplies for all your pets, fish, cats, dogs, and bird supplies, including bird food, cages, shampoos, soaps, and much more. Also available are agricultural products such as rat poisons, fertilizers, garden sprinklers, insecticides, and vegetable seeds. Wholesale prices available on selected items. Open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thinking about your pet or garden? Give us a call. Contact 403-7379 or 437-3532. Email oasisgrenada1@gmail.com. Oasis Pet and Garden, a home for farmers.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on, people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me, no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&N Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&N Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
It is real 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. The time has now moved on to 7 minutes, and that's after the 8 o'clock hour. We now return to CJ and her guest, Patricia Toft.
Yep, we are back. Pat, are you still there? You did not
I'm
run away,
still.
did you?
No, I didn't run away. I'm still here. You got
Okay.
the name right this time, though.
Yes, you did. No more lawsuits for him.
Claire, can you ask
So,
your guest to lift her voice a bit, please?
Pat, he wants you
Oh,
to lift your voice. Can you go any
okay.
bit louder?
Okay, no problem. Is that better?
Are you hearing her better now?
Let me hear her
I
again.
guess so.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm back here saying good morning to Claude Abraham, Hazelin Isaac, Gillian Noel, Gemma James, Sky, good morning, Florence Cyrus. And I did forget to say good morning to the Hill Street people and also to the people of the university under the cashew tree. Good morning to you all. So, Pat, we are back and we are talking about where the people can find the tools for your book, where they can purchase it in any way or form.
Okay, so they're all available on Amazon. So the Healthy Gut Habit Tracker is there, the Daily Food Diary and Symptom Tracker, and the Weekly Meal Plan and Grocery List. They're all available for purchase on Amazon. And if if anyone wants to purchase the book, I can send a link to you, Claire, and you can forward that if you like. So
Okay.
that it's easy to do.
All right.
And they're not
So,
expensive. That's something else that I made it so that it would be available to everyone, even people that are having difficulties with their finances.
yes, and finance is very hard to come by these days. So anything that people can get a bit reasonable, I think they will go for it instead of having to put out a lot of money to stay healthy.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Because as you know, eating healthy is not inexpensive by any means. You pay a lot of money to stay healthy, especially with your gut.
Yeah, you do, but when you recognize too that we really eat more than we should.
Oh, really?
And I say
Okay,
that to my clients,
explain.
sometimes in jest, but it really is true. Especially here, and I don't know, it may be in Grenada, it's different. But I don't think so. People are people wherever you go. We
Mm-hmm.
tend to eat more food than the body actually needs. So when we think about that, we can actually, for example, with the meal planner and grocery guide, we can determine what we're going to eat during the week with that. And it actually saves you money because you're not picking up the things in the grocery store. I don't know about you, but a lot of people do this. When I go to the grocery store and I look in some of the carts, I'm thinking like, oh my goodness, because it's filled with junk food.
Mm-hmm.
And it is true that junk food is cheaper, but you're also buying a lot of junk food. And so if you can minimize that and buy a few healthy things, then you'll find that you save money instead of spending more money. And then we can cut down on our meals, not eat as much as we typically would every day. It accomplishes a couple of things. we stay healthy and we don't get the excess weight that we carry around, which is also very bad for us. So it's really a
Okay.
win-win that when we do it that way.
Hmm. Someone just said that they're interested in getting the book, and Pat, I would like you to say again where they can get it and the link. I know you will send a link to me, but I don't know if you want to post it so we can settle, or you can tell us what link it is so everybody can hear, or you can post it on your thingy so that they can get it.
Where would I post that, Clara?
Or you could send it to me. Send a link to me, and then I'll get it up there so that people can go to it. But you can get your book at Amazon. That's .ca right now,
Correct. Yes, that's
and it
that's
is.
where they currently are. And I will send you a link that will take you right to the three books because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people don't want to have to be searching for them through everything else that's on Amazon. So I can do that after the call, and then you can,
Mm.
certainly pass that along if you would like to.
Okay. So the tools that you just spoke about, the incredible tools, it seems to be it will be very useful to people who wants to enhance their healthy gut with healthy habits. Yes?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's all about because we get ourselves into these habits where, we're eating the wrong things, we're doing the wrong things, and then we go, "Oh my goodness, I came down with this and I have no idea why." Um, because we have to look at what we've been doing in the past in order to move forward, right? You can't
Mm-hmm.
just, which is why the book is set up that way. It at the beginning of the book, you on a score of 0 to 10, you determine where you are, and that tells you, okay, I have to make some changes because where you are right now in a state of dis-ease, we want to move you to a stage of health. So that's really what it's all about. So people that want to do that can use it so easily to get to that point. Tried and
And
proven. I use it with my
mhm,
clients all the time, the same recipe, and it helps them to feel better. I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to happen overnight because nothing does.
mhm,
I mean, we get ourselves into a position where we're not feeling well over a period of years. And
right.
then, so we're not going to expect that once we started, it's going to be an immediate thing. It's a process, just like it was to get you to where you are right now. You see
Mm.
what I'm saying?
Yes, I
But the,
got you.
but it serves as a really good resource for us to prioritize our gut health. And we're just going to create a happier and healthier place because if our gut is healthy, we're happier. That's just the bottom line right there.
Mm. You spoke about butterflies in your stomach. We spoke
Hmm.
about things like when we eat things that our body do not want, how
Yeah.
our stomach reacts to it. Can you give me like 2 points or two examples of how we know that our gut, besides an indigestion, you spoke about that. 2 other points as to how do we know that we are really suffering from some gut
Issues.
unhealthy things? Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'll give you my own experience when I actually had leaky gut. Are you familiar with the term leaky gut?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, and I'm going to get to the two things that actually led me to the point where I thought I have to do something about this. Uh, I'll tell you what a leaky gut is. It's actually when the membrane in your gut has actual holes in it. Now, they're not huge holes, but it's big enough for the food when you eat it, even though you chew it really well, and when you put it, it goes into your stomach. That food goes through that intestinal wall and gets into the bloodstream. And that
Mm.
causes you all kinds of different illnesses. So for me, the two things that I noticed was that when I ate certain foods, for example, nightshade vegetables, my I
Mm.
couldn't tolerate them. I would get severe diarrhea, not for forever, but enough to
Mm.
know that something was wrong. I was burping a lot. I didn't feel well, and that's just one thing that the nightshade vegetables. The next thing I noticed was that, and you do have to, kind of keep careful track, listen to your body. What is it telling you? Is it telling you that this is wrong or that's wrong? It actually speaks to us, and we want to listen to the little whispers that it gives us, because when it starts to scream at us, that's when we get a chronic disease. So
Mhm.
the next thing I noticed was that there were certain meat products that I ate that was causing me to have a horrible feeling in my stomach. I didn't feel well. My joints ached, and I thought that's not a good thing. So I started to cut back on eating a lot of meat. Now, I'm not saying to my clients that they shouldn't eat meat. That's not what I'm saying here, because we do need protein in order to survive.
Mhm.
But do we need as much as we eat? And should we be looking for cleaner alternatives? Because they put a lot of pesticides in our food, they put hormones in our food, and we now have in the 20th century there's a lot of ways to find food that isn't bombarded with those things. So that's another option I had to choose. Now,
Mhm.
is that going to be everybody's experience? No, but that was mine. And so when I help my clients to get through having a better gut health so that they can have better mental health, those are a couple of things that they could look at. But again, we want to listen to what our body says when we eat something, and that's why the tool that where you can write down what you ate, the date that you
Mhm.
ate it, and then if you feel bad the next day, look at what you ate, because it's directly related to what you put in your stomach. Does that make sense?
A whole lot of sense, because
Mm-hmm.
I know how my stomach works, and what you're saying is true. So far I always say that I'm fairly healthy because I've been eating healthy for years and years and years, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why I know when I eat something that is not working with my stomach, with my system, I
Yeah.
know, because it reacts terribly to with me. I just say you go from one end to the next, you know,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. I know
yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying. And
Yes.
for people that have are eating things all the time and have gotten themselves into a state of dis-ease, they may not notice it right away, but because as I mentioned, sometimes it's just a whisper. And then
Mhm.
once you start to clean your system up, you're going to notice it more and more. And then you know what to stay away from, and what you should put in that tank, if you will.
Hmm. You talked about, when you go to the grocery store and you see what people have in their carts.
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing too, and I'm like, you should not be eating that. It's not. I'm saying that to myself, you know, because you see the thing about it. I look at it. Everyone wants to live longer.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to be healthy. And we
Mm-hmm.
have to start with what we are eating first of all, because a lot of the things
Absolutely.
that we eat causes us to get a lot of the things that passes, like diabetes, hypertension, a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
of things that, because as you say, a lot of stuff is added to some of the foods that we buy, like the processed one especially. And
Yes.
I always say it. You spoke about it in North America, how they add stuff to foods and all that. And in Grenada, we are a bit more um, healthier. We could be a bit healthier if we stay away from a lot of the processed food that we eat, because a lot of people really and truly do not know that the processed food is not doing any justice to their health. So I'm glad that you're talking about the healthy gut, and so, because it starts with the gut, with what you eat, what you put in there. And
Absolutely.
I
That
don't know
that
if you
is
realize
exactly
too,
it. Yeah.
yes, when you go to the grocery store and you're walking through the to go to cash,
Mm-hmm.
all the bad foods that you're not supposed to be eating is right there.
Yeah.
And our eyes, it is said that our eyes look on the right side of anytime we go into a store, into a grocery store, our eyes look on the right side. And that's where they put all the things that's bad so that we can gravitate towards it. So, people, I'm telling you,
Well,
be strong. Be strong.
it's
Do not look at those.
it's set up that way because
Yes.
these companies want. I mean, they sit in their boardrooms and they create foods that are addictive to us. So they know what they're doing, and we're suffering the consequences. And they're
Hmm. Hmm.
they're running to the bank with our money. So, it's really something that we need to look at. Another thing that I help my clients to appreciate is that if you're shopping, shop around the perimeter of the grocery store first, and get your fruits and vegetables, and dairy products, or if you can tolerate dairy, some people can't, but don't go too much in the middle of the grocery store. That's where all the processed food is. Now,
Mm-hmm.
am I saying you should never have a treat? No, because I do sometimes have a treat, but limit that. It's not what you do every day. It's not what you do once in a while that makes a difference. It's what you do every day that makes
Mm-hmm.
makes your makes you healthier. So, I'm like everybody else. I would never profess to be perfect at this. It's a
No.
process. It's a process that you have to continue to work at, so that. And what was really important to me, and I think this is crucial, is that I wanted the last 25 years of my life to be without disease.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to be taking medication. I didn't want to be in a walker, and I didn't want to have those things happening to me. And that's directly related to what we eat. Now, sometimes people say, "Well, my parents had this disease, so I'm going to get it." But really, when we look at the science, what's we get in our genes is only 10% of what will happen to us, and our lifestyle can change that. So the
Mm-hmm.
expression I use is, genes load the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. So
Got you.
if we keep that in mind, when we're shopping, we can really, think about that, and do things that are going to be healthier for us.
So, audience and members who are listening and who are watching, grab the copy of the book, Healthy Gut, Health Habit Tracker. As Pat explained, it is not rocket science, and I don't think it's going to be very expensive to start really looking for things that is going to make you feel better and make you a bit, live a bit longer. We don't
Hmm.
have the list on life as to say how long we're going to live, but at least if you try to do the right things, eat healthy, you will feel better. I can attest to that, and Pat can attest to that, because when you eat healthy, you don't have to worry much about when you go to the doctors. Oh, am I suffering from this or am I suffering from that? Because the first thing my doctor will ask me when I go to do a test or a blood test or something, and I get the result, and I'm like, what did I do bad? And
Yeah.
it's like, I said, what did I do bad, doctor? And he's like, cut down on this or cut down on that. I said, but I don't need that much. He says, cut down on it. I said, okay. So the next time I go back and I get a blood test and I cut down on it, my result is like way better than the first one. So
Hmm.
you have to know yourself, and you have to know what you eat and how it affects you, and change your diet to suit it. And we're
Yeah,
not
we have to
asking
be.
you, sorry, we're not
We have to.
asking you to be skinny and anything like that. Just eat healthy. It's all
Hmm.
about eating healthy, and let your gut do the rest for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we're our own advocates. We can't. No one else can do that for us. We have to be able to get on board with it, and if we have a family, if we're doing the right things, the family will follow along. I have my grandson. This is kind of a funny story. He wanted pancakes the other morning, and we usually make it with gluten-free flour and almond flour and things that are healthier. But then
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to put syrup on it, and I said, that's really a lot of syrup. He says, yeah, I know, Grandma. Um, syrup can cause sugar can cause cancer. Now, where he got that from, I don't know. Probably from listening to us,
Mm-hmm.
because the research shows that what we eat can cause disease.
Yep.
So, I'm sure he didn't get it completely right, but it just shows you that when we make the right choices, our families also make the right choices. You know what I mean?
It's quite true, quite
Yeah.
true. Because as they say, we are what we eat.
Mhm.
And, if we eat healthy, we're going to continue on that track. I mean, vegetables and so are very expensive. But that
Yeah.
gives us right now the chance to, even in your flower pot, you can plant something, plant uh, peppers, if you like, plant green onions, plant sage, plant anything at all that you know will enhance your thing. Because the chemicals that they put in food these days, it's going to be the detriment to our health.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's it right there. So we want to make sure that we are proactive in doing something. Like here in North America, we don't have a lot of growing space in, in the different yards.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it's not a long season, but we do the best that we can because but over there it's a lot easier. I don't know what the space is in the yards, but you definitely can do pots and plant all kinds of vegetables instead of running to the grocery store to getting things that are not are loaded with pesticides and
Mm.
problems that you don't want down the road.
I've noticed that even a small portion in your yard, in your backyard, you can grow so much.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
don't need a whole acre of something to do your, I'm not what they call it. It's not backyard. It's domestic gardening. You don't need a lot of
Exactly.
space to plant things that you want. It's just that you know what you're planting, you know what you need. You plant
Mm-hmm.
those, and you can do another crop another time. So we have to get creative if we want to live a little bit longer on planet Earth.
Absolutely.
Now,
Yeah.
now we you and I will talk about health and what we eat and everything like that. Now, is there some way you can tell our audience, as we say, groceries are so expensive, what are some of the veggies that we can grow that is going to be beneficial for us to start on that health tracker?
Okay, so I don't know what everybody likes, but one of the things
Mm-hmm.
I do is I grow peppers in a pot, green peppers, red peppers, whatever kind that you like.
Mm-hmm.
I grow tomatoes in a big pot because here in North America, I mean, I do have a little bit of property, but not a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
on my porch, I have that. I also have green beans, all the things, whatever they like to do. And you know what? There's so many places online that we can find out how to grow vegetables the best.
Mm-hmm.
So, if
You're on commercial break.
okay.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
I remember when this beach was really wide, a place to picnic and play cricket.
And we used to go up to the end to get away from all the people. Now all the beach gone.
Coastal erosion. When the sea starts to come in and take the land away, everyone loses something.
Granny, look how the waves are washing right under that house.
Coastal erosion. It's a hazard. Hazards. Take control. Reduce your loss. What can you do to help stop coastal erosion? For one, don't drive four-wheel vehicles on seaside dunes. They loosen sand and destroy binding vegetation, causing erosion. Find out more about coastal erosion and other hazards at your local disaster office. A message from your National Disaster Office and SEDERA.
If you're looking to improve or maintain your health, look no further. We have a general practitioner right here on Main Street, Sates in the Kweze. Dr. Guerra, a gynecologist and surgeon who specializes in women's health. She offers lab tests, blood, pap smears, prostate cancer, and stool tests. We now have a portable EKG machine that gives you accurate readings by using just 2 fingers. And that's not all. If you're suffering from any respiratory conditions such as asthma, bronchitis, COPD, or seasonal allergies, we have a nebulizer machine that can safely treat these. Consultation for pregnant women from beginning to end. Surgeries, which includes hysterectomy, tying of tubes, vaginal shrinking, removal of uterine fibroids, vaginal warts, hernias, and C-sections. She also specializes in diagnostic and therapeutic DNC, abnormal bleeding. Eye testing is also available at the clinic by appointment only with Dr. Mabel Veritas Lugo. They are in collaboration with Alice Labs, located in St. George, opposite the Excel Plaza. Walk-ins are accepted. You can also call for an appointment at 423-3352 or our landline at 444-4272. That number's again 423-3352 or 444-4272. Put your health first.
Voice Mass is on, and the NLA is granting granting you free access. From July 15th to August 12th, every time you spend $12 in the purchase of Playway, Pick 3, Cash 4, and Lotto games, you can win free access to all Spice Mass shows, all major private shows, and Monday Night Mass packages. Look for the words Spice Mass winner on your gaming tickets and access is granted. Guaranteed. Simply redeem your winning tickets at the NLA's office on Grenville, Grove Street, or the Coronage for free access to all the big carnival events. Over 380 free access will be granted. The more you spend $12 on the daily games and Lotto, the more chances you have at winning free access to carnival events. Must be 18 or older to participate. Terms and conditions apply. NLA, the only diamond sponsor for Spice Mass 2023.
TV just got smarter. Introducing Hub TV from Flow. Enter the new era of entertainment with a voice-activated remote. No need to remember your favorite channels. Just say it, and see it. That is, if you could pick something. Because now you get live video on demand plus all your streaming services together in one wireless box. It's time to experience entertainment the smart way. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more info.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
It is Readers 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. The time has now moved on to 25 minutes before the top 9 o'clock. CJ and her guests, they are still on the line. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Morning again. In that case, bon dia, because we said good morning so many times, but that's all right. Let me say good morning to my peeps here, because I'm here and I forgot to say good morning to them. So good morning to Lorna, good morning to Annie, Yoselin, Jenny, Denise, the Date family up in Pickering. That's Arlene, Ethan, Olivia, and Daphne. Good morning to you all. And you're back with your Pat. Are you still here?
I'm here.
Okay. So we left off when we were talking about where you can plant your stuff in pots, and so continue to tell us where we can plant things that we can eat.
Okay, so as I mentioned, there's lots of resources online, but some of the things that we can plant in pots, or I mentioned peppers, we can do peas, carrots, cabbage, onions, cauliflower, okra, which I think most people in the tropics love. I know I do. Potatoes, tomatoes, lettuce, spinach, strawberries. We can also do herbs because sometimes when we're cooking a lot of vegetables and we don't want to use, and we don't have the things that they put in at the grocery stores to make them taste really good, we need to
Mm-hmm.
use a lot of herbs and spices. But that's very good for us because we can also grow that in pots as well in our on our patios or in our little back garden, to help us to spice up our food so that we can really enjoy it. So those are, and also Swiss chard, which is a vegetable that's extremely good for you, has a lot of antioxidants in it. So those things are all possible to grow in pots on your porch, your patio, or any little space that you might have. So those are just some ideas that we can work on. And it's so fulfilling to be able to see it grow and know that this is what you've done and that you can actually eat something that's not going to be loaded with pesticides, because that's really the reality today when we go to the grocery store. When you see the food looking really perfect, we
Mm-hmm.
all we think to ourselves it's good, but the reason it looks so perfect is because they've loaded it with pesticides to help it grow in such a perfect way. So don't be afraid to, when you grow your food, that it doesn't look as good as it does in the grocery store. That just means that you don't have the chemicals on it that they have, and it's actually better for you. So those are just some things that I off the top of my head that I came up with.
Okay. So we talked about what we can eat, how we can grow it and everything like that. What comes with healthy eating that you have to do to get both of them to collaborate with each other?
How do you mean, what comes with healthy eating?
Exercise.
What?
Do
Oh,
we
I see.
need to?
Additional things
Mm,
that you need to do? Absolutely.
yes.
You need to, and again, I'm going to say exercise. And when I say exercise to my clients, they go, "Oh my goodness, I've got to, go to the gym and work out like a, a soldier." Well, no. Uh, when I first started to do exercises, I did not do that. And I think the important thing is to find something that you love to do. So if you like walking, um, and you could start out just walking 15 minutes there to wherever the point is that takes you 15 minutes, turn around and walk back. So that's a half an hour of exercise. You don't have to run. You don't have to, you know, um, walk like you're in a marathon. Just start off slow, and as time goes on, you can increase that, uh, because the body is designed to move. If we just sit, we're going to have problems. When you watch, and sometimes people think, well, exercise is hard because I have to, move so many muscles that when I come home, I'm going to hurt. But that's not really what we're looking for. We're looking to start slow and then working up so that we can really get the benefit of exercise. So that's what I would recommend, is to start slow and work your way up. And always, always do something that you enjoy doing, because if you don't do that, then you will just quit.
Mm. Now, we know, as you said you don't have to walk like you're walking on a marathon. Have you met your sister?
Yeah, well, she's been doing exercises for a long time, and I do walk marathons with her, but you don't have to start out there. I
I
hear what
call
you're
your
saying.
sister. I call your sister the drill sergeant. She's the one that has me walking like a. I can't. You know the funny thing, people cannot walk with me on a normal day because it's like I start and like I speed take over. I'm gone, and that's all because of your sister there. She walks.
Yeah, but then, that's great for somebody that's been doing it for a long time. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying you shouldn't strive to get there, but you don't need to start out that way. You just
No.
do baby steps at first. I mean, it's kind of like when a child starts to walk, and you're going to have instances where you don't do as much, but when they start to walk, what does a baby do? They fall down a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
but do they give up? No. They get up and they try again. So that's all that we need to do, is to just keep trying so that we get to that point where we're maybe walking a little bit faster, or if we want to go to the gym, if we like that, that's good too. Some people like to get a trainer where they can walk them through what they need to do, but that's not absolutely necessary. If you want to start off just with something simple, it's totally a possibility, and it does work, because that's where I started. I didn't start off walking marathons. I just started off slow, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. Especially if you're a little bit heavy, you
Mm-hmm.
might find it difficult to walk too fast or too far. So don't push yourself. Just do a little bit each day. 3 times a week is what I recommend to my clients, is that they start out 3 times a week and just take it slow and then work up from there. So it's completely something that we can put into our routine, and that will help us to stay healthier.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, going
So
back to, go ahead.
so the other thing that I recommend is good supplementation. Everyone needs to be taking a multivitamin, a good quality multivitamin, because if we don't, then we're not getting everything from the food. Even if we grow it in the back garden, we can't eat as much as we need to eat in order to get all the vitamins and minerals that we need from our food. So, a good quality supplement is a must. So, that's another thing that we have to think about.
Mm. You're right about that, because I've been hearing this for the longest while, that we don't get everything from our food that we used to before. So, but people tends to think that they don't need the supplement because they're eating healthy eating healthy all the time, and you just explained that this is not necessarily true, because the way things are planted and grown right now with so much speed that it
Hmm.
does not have enough time to let the nutrients go through the food. So I wanted to stress on that a little more.
Yeah, yeah, and we can't eat enough. Like, I mean, maybe some people can. I know that I can't eat enough to get every single thing out of my food, and sometimes it also depends on how the body processes the food. If we're not real healthy, it may not be processing it as well as it should. And so, having a good quality supplement, especially at first when you start, endeavoring to become healthier, it's actually quite important. So that's something I stress with my clients, and I find that they have really good success with that. So exercise, good supplementation, those are two things that really make a difference in how we create a healthier space in our life.
Okay, so the food that we're talking about, that is, some of us, we eat foods that are not so good for our system. You talk about nightshade, and I never heard what nightshade vegetable is. Can you explain to me what nightshade vegetable is?
Okay, so a nightshade vegetable is tomatoes are nightshade vegetables. White
Mm-hmm.
potatoes are a nightshade vegetables. Um, the purple one, I can't think of the name right now.
Eggplant?
Eggplant is a nightshade vegetables. Tomatoes are nightshade vegetables, but not everyone reacts to nightshade vegetables. Some people tolerate them quite well. But if you find that, when you eat those vegetables that you're having an issue, then you want to look at why that is. Now, what
Mm.
I've done is I stop for a while eating those particular things that are causing me issues, and then maybe even for a few months, and then I will try it again. And sometimes the body gets healthier and it can tolerate more. So, and sometimes also it can only tolerate a little bit. So, if you find that the nightshade vegetables, which in my case were causing me issues, I don't eat a lot of them and I don't eat them often, but I do eat them. So,
Okay.
it doesn't mean that you're going to cut them out of your life forever, but watch what your body tells you and then you can act on that. That's basically where we're going with this.
Mm. So nightshade, tomato. Tomato has been getting a really bad rap for the last few years. We know that tomato is high in lycopene,
Mm-hmm.
which is good for you. But they are
Yeah.
also saying that tomato that can cause a flare up in people that has arthritis. What do you know about that?
Well, I know that what's happened that is what happens with me. I do have a little bit of arthritis in my lower back. I'm sure I've had it for years. But as I get older, when we do get older, we notice things more.
Hmm.
So yeah, tomatoes are good for you, but again, um, in moderation if you're having an issue with it. You don't want to be eating copious amounts of it, or you may even have to cut it out for a while and see what your body's telling you. So
Hmm.
that's really the advice I give my clients is that, we have so much variety in food that we don't have to eat things that are causing us issues. And we can still eat foods that are really tasty and that are good for our particular body type.
Okay. So now let me go to another one that I have issues with.
Mm-hmm.
Garlic. Garlic is known as a power food, a power ingredient in anything that you eat or you cook or whatever. We have it in capsules, and they said it's good for blood pressure and all that stuff. But I
So
cannot digest garlic.
you can't digest garlic? Well, you're not
No.
alone. A lot of people can't digest garlic. But garlic is essential. It's one of the foods that help to give us um, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. But anyway, garlic, um, onions, foods like that we need in our diet, but we don't have to eat a lot of it. Maybe you're just having too much garlic, and that's what's causing you the issue. But what I would recommend is that you stop eating it for a while, as I mentioned before, with any food that's causing a problem, and see how that works. And if you find that down the road you can try a little bit, see how how you feel, then
Hmm.
maybe your body's just telling you not to eat too much of that garlic, because sometimes we can overdo that because garlic does taste good,
It
especially
does.
when you have it in a little bit of butter or whatever, like a
Hmm.
garlic butter sauce. But your body may be telling you to just back up a little bit and not eat as much of it. But what I would try for you is to stop eating it altogether and then slowly introduce it back into your diet and see and take note of how you feel. And the word
Hmm.
I was looking for is enzymes. Those
Okay.
foods, the word gives those foods will provide enzymes which we need to digest our food. So garlic, um, you know, uh, onions, things like that, they all
Mhm.
have enzymes in it that will produce better digestion for the food that we eat. And if we can't use those foods, we can take a supplement that will help us to have those enzymes that help us to digest better. So there's always an option if there's something that we can't possibly tolerate. Does that make sense?
Yeah. A lot of sense because I mean I love garlic, and the thing is I don't really eat it just like bite into a garlic. If I use garlic butter, anything garlicky that I go with, it's like you listen you burp and it comes right back, and I'm like I love garlic but I can't, so I'll have to do
Another
what you
thing,
say.
yeah, another thing is that if we cook it, sometimes it's a little bit different the way it acts in our bodies. I know for me, I can't eat onions raw. Some
Hmm.
people make a sandwich with onions. My husband does, and I'm thinking, like, how could you possibly eat that? But
Hmm.
he's fine with it. If I try to eat it raw, my body says no, that's not happening.
I understand.
So, maybe it's a case of just preparing it in a different way that will help us
Hmm.
to, but we're still going to get the benefits that it offers.
Okay. Now back to the book.
Mm-hmm.
I know you talk to your clients. um, you give them the book on how to go ahead to match to write what they eat, when they eat it, and how it affects their system. Do you have any testimonials from the book as to how people the success story on what they did?
Yeah, absolutely. They're sprinkled all through the book. Um,
Hmm.
I have one girl, Kathy, she said, Patricia helped me achieve my goals by providing me with all the tools I needed. I learned the importance of staying away from processed foods. the value of cooking and enjoying fresh vegetables. I learned how to accurately read labels to make wise choices, and I now understand the value of keeping a personal journal. So she touched on a few things there. She said she enjoys fresh vegetables. She learned the value of cooking. Now, that's another thing that sometimes we don't think about when we're cooking. Do you love cooking?
I love cooking.
Okay, not everyone does. Some people don't like to cook.
I love cooking.
So what I would recommend with those clients is that you don't have to spend your entire life in the kitchen. You could cook 2 or 3 meals and have them served for 3 or 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
You may have to freeze them and then put them back in the oven to warm to make them hot. But you could just do all your cooking one time a week and have the food for the rest of the week, and then that way you're not chained to the stove.
Okay.
Because some people really hate cooking. So the idea is to cook once, eat twice. And then she mentioned she accurately reads food labels. That's so important, because when we learn how to read food labels,
Mm-hmm.
and I also have a handout that helps people to do that, and it's free if anyone wants to have it. All they need to do is just message me on Messenger. You can give them, my info, and I will
Mm-hmm.
send that resource to them free. It helps them to be able to choose or to read the labels so that they can understand what the labels are saying, which I think is important, because if we if we don't know what it says, or if we can't figure it out, then we don't know what it's doing to us. So a rule of thumb, though, is if it's something we can't pronounce, then we probably shouldn't eat it.
That's true. Quite true.
And
And I
then
just
also, sorry, go ahead, Claire.
no, I know. I just spoke about labels. It's really, I do iterate. It's really important to read your label, because we can tell the percentage of sodium, the percentage of sugar, the percentage of a lot of the things that we buy in the store, to see if we can get less of it. That is going to make us healthier.
Yeah, and the food companies are very adept at fooling us. There are
Mm-hmm.
over 60 different ways that they describe sugar on the back of those packages. So if we don't totally understand what's on there, then we're actually doing ourselves a disservice, and we're eating things that they don't care how much we eat, because it's making them money. So let's sabotage that and try to eat a little bit healthier. Learn what they're doing so that we can feel better, live longer, not just live longer, but actually live a viable longer life, because nobody wants to be sick if they're the
Mm-hmm.
last 25 years are of their life. They want to be able to play with their grandchildren. They want to be able to do things, go on trips, whatever that the plan is for them, or that they choose to have. So that's really, really important, to be able to read those labels and know what you're putting in your stomach.
Now,
What you say when you talk.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantimel in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive.
Color by Sissy.
Let your imagination Find yourself in a world of color.
Color by Sissons.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Spice Mass is on, and the NLA is granting you free access. From July 15th to August 12th, every time you spend $12 in the purchase of Playway, Pick 3, Cash 4, and Lotto games, you can win free access to all Spice Mass shows, all major private shows, and Monday Night Mass packages. Look for the words Spice Mass winner on your gaming tickets, and access is granted. Guaranteed. Simply redeem your winning tickets at the NLA's office on Grenville, Bruce Street, or the Coronage for free access to all the big carnival events. Over 380 free access will be granted. The more you spend $12 on the daily games and Lotto, the more chances you have at winning free access to carnival events. Must be 18 or older to participate. Terms and conditions apply. NLA, the only diamond sponsor for Spice Mass 2023.
Don't miss me, no mas. Don't miss me.
How we live? Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life. What you feeling? Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life.
Ain't no more time we now watch phone bill. No that's with the contract is a sure thing. How with the new floor plan name? Hybrid. If you don't know about it, then they better slide in. How we live?
Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life.
What you feeling?
Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life.
Jump in at it.
Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life.
What you feeling?
Hybrid life. Living in the hybrid life.
With Flow's new hybrid plan, postpaid and prepaid come together as one, with no overages, no contract, no deposit, and no catch.
Hybrid.
Bundle up now and get 15 gigabytes of data and 2,000 anywhere minutes for only $50 per month, plus a discounted smartphone.
You see the new phone plan that Flow made? You could turn postpaid to prepaid.
Myers Collection, located on Main Street, Satire, St. Patrick, announces its back-to-school promotion. Available are uniforms for MacDonald College, St. Mark's Secondary, Montrose SDA Comprehensive, St. Joseph Convent Grenville, and some uniforms for primary and pre-primary schools in St. Patrick. Check out Myers today for all your school accessories, shirts, belts, socks, notebooks, and much more. Also in stock is a wide variety of household items. We are opened Monday to Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and later for your convenience.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest news update produced by Triple N. Details when we get back.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Welcome back. Locally, Grenadian students will have a chance this summer break to present their own views on the country's agriculture sector. This is the focus of the Caribbean Youth Environment Network in Grenada's 2023 Summer Essay Writing Competition. The competition invites young people ages 10 to 17 years to share their ideas to tackle the environmental and sustainable challenges in their communities. This year, working with the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives and the United Nations Development Programme, through the Climate Resilient Agriculture Project, the competition will explore solutions for improving agriculture and food security. In the region, in Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Holness appeals to 8 prisoners to turn themselves into police. We get more in this report.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness is making an appeal for 8 prisoners who escaped the Black River lockup in June to return themselves to the police.
I want to take the opportunity to appeal to residents in the parish that if you have information about the whereabouts of these escapees, please present that information to the police. There are many ways to present the information whilst maintaining your anonymity, if you so desire. But if you have information, please help us to have those escapees return to the criminal justice system.
Mr. Holness is also urging community members to share whatever information they have with the police.
This seems to be a very close-knit and peaceful community. Everybody here seems to be family, one big family. And it is communities like these that criminals believe that they can find safe haven and protection. These criminals, should they come in your midst, they are not here for your safety and protection. Eventually, even if they try to keep a low profile, eventually their true colors and intent will shine through, and they will destroy your community.
Around the globe, Kenya on the verge of tabling anti-LGBTQ bill in Parliament. Here are the details.
Kenya's opposition is on the verge of tabling legislation in Parliament that would further criminalise the country's LGBTQ community. Led by opposition MP George Peter Kaluma, the proposed bill would criminalise same-sex acts and same-sex marriages with penalties ranging from a minimum of 10 years in prison to the death penalty. Kenya already punishes same-sex acts with up to 14 years in prison. A number of advocacy groups in the US called on President Biden on Monday to suspend trade talks with Kenyan President William Ruto until the Kenyan leader commits to vetoing the proposed legislation. Their request was timed to coincide with the launch of the United States-Kenya Strategic Trade and Investment Partnership. The proposed Family Protection Act comes following a recent anti-LGBTQ law passed in Uganda in May, considered one of the world's harshest.
And in sports, former West Indies all-rounder Dwayne Bravo rolled back the years to hit a career-best 76, but it wasn't enough to prevent the Washington Freedom from defeating his Texas Super Kings by just 6 runs in their Major League Cricket fixture at the Grand Prairie Stadium in Dallas. This ends the latest update of news. Thank you for listening.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful.
Most definitely, you gotta be careful. Our time has now moved on to 5 minutes, and that's after the 9 o'clock. It's Real FM. It's Tuesday morning. Mental Health Tuesday with CJ. We'll return to her and her guest.
Pat?
Hi there.
All
Still here.
right. Have to check.
Okay.
And so we are back. And we are speaking about gut health today and how it affects us mentally. Because we all know that if our gut is not working, then we are worried about that. Everything that we worry about affects us mentally. Now, leaky gut, we spoke about it earlier, but I'd like to talk a bit on what can you do to help with your leaky gut? Can you detoxify your body for that?
Okay, so before we talk about how to detoxify, some of the things that happens when we have leaky gut is we get pain in our gut. We may have like a gassy feeling, but we have a really intense pain somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and then we may belch a lot or it comes out the other end. Um, we get indigestion, we get bloating, like our stomach seems to be bigger than it should be, even though we're not that big. Um, we also can get brain fog, and I don't know if you're familiar with that, where you just can't think straight. These symptoms really help us to see that we may be in a state where we have leaky gut. Now, there are things that we can do to heal the gut. One of the things, or three of the things I recommend to my clients is they need to take a probiotic. A probiotic will help their stomach. Can you hear me, Claire?
Yes, I can. Yes.
It will help their stomach to have better gut bacteria. Now, there's two kinds of, well, there's actually lots of different kinds of bacteria, but the two that we want to concentrate on when we have leaky gut is ones that are healthy and ones that are not healthy for us. So bad bacteria can overtake our stomach and eliminate the good bacteria, and that causes a lot of different problems, including the leaky gut. So
Mm-hmm.
when we take a probiotic, it helps the gut to develop more good bacteria. And then also, I recommend a prebiotic. Excuse me. And what a prebiotic does is it helps the probiotic to work better. So those two things can help to start to heal up the gut and make it easier for us to be able to fend off any chemical irritants, food that's maybe getting through the gut wall into our bloodstream. The one thing that I noticed for sure that helped me was L-glutamine. Now, I don't sell L-glutamine powder, so I mean, I can't recommend a certain um, type,
Mm-hmm.
but you can actually get it at any health food store. And what I did was every day, twice a day, I would put it in water and drink it. And that helps to heal the gut wall. So that's something that we can think about if we really think we have leaky gut, because definitely we want to be able to heal the gut so that we can eat the food that is going to nourish us, and it won't go into the bloodstream before it should. Like the digestive process, when we eat our food, we want it to digest properly, and then the things that need to go into certain places will go there without actually the actual food getting into the bloodstream. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
hmm So that's when it comes to leaky gut, it's also a process. It's not going to happen overnight. It took me at least 2 years to get to the point where I thought I don't have leaky gut anymore, and so it's going to be a process. But if you start the process by starting to eat properly, by taking your probiotic, your prebiotic, even just starting with those two things, it will get you on your way to having better gut health or not having leaky gut.
Okay. So we hear a lot of take probiotics and you talk about prebiotics. What is probiotics?
Probiotic is basically just a good bacteria that
Mm.
that the body needs in order to feed the um, the bacteria in our stomach. Because there's a lot of bacteria in the stomach, as you probably know,
Mm-hmm.
and some of it is good and some of it is bad. And if we don't have the balance, that's also a bad thing. I mean, just because we have bad bacteria doesn't mean that we should get rid of the bad bacteria, but it means that we have to keep the levels. Um, we have to keep it level. So
Okay.
that's what the probiotic does. It
So
keeps
taking
those
things like
levels.
mm-hmm.
So things like yogurt will help,
Mm-hmm.
sauerkraut will help to if you don't want to actually go out and buy a probiotic supplement, you can use fermented foods. So sauerkraut, yogurt, kefir, fermented foods that will help to grow those probiotics in your stomach.
I know kefir does not taste very good at all, but I guess anything that's good for you, it does not taste good. It tastes awful to me, but
Yeah.
I used to take it.
And some people love it. Not everybody likes it, but some people love it. So, but you do need to have that live bacteria that will support the intestinal wall and your
Mm-hmm.
digestive health. So, if you don't like kefir, you could try something else. You could make your own yogurt at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could make yogurt at home. You can buy a yogurt maker and make your own yogurt. If you're allergic to dairy, you can have coconut yogurt, which you're probably familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
You can make your own sauerkraut, just one jar at a time. You don't have to make like a big giant container. And just taking like a teaspoon of sauerkraut with your meal, maybe your last meal of the day, will help you to support your intestinal and digestive health.
I used to use sauerkraut also, but I used to make it with like a sandwich because it can be like something like kefir. It's not something that you can just eat like that. You have to have an acquired taste for it. But
Yeah.
you make it to different things, as you say.
Absolutely. So, and you don't have to eat a lot of it. Some people think you have to eat a lot. You don't need a lot of it. Just a little bit is each day, a little, I'm not even going to say a bowl. It could be just a tablespoon each day, but it'll help to build up that good bacteria in your intestines and help with your digestive health, with your leaky gut. So that's three things that you could try in order to detoxify and help your gut to heal.
Okay. Now, so does that help to eliminate the toxins? And should that be a priority when you have leaky gut?
Absolutely, it should be a priority to eliminate toxins. And one of the things that I try to do is to buy personal care products, things that I wash my clothes with, anything that I'm gonna use often. I make sure that it doesn't have those toxins in it, because we're bombarded by toxins every day. If we go outside, we've got acid rain, we've got stuff in the atmosphere. Like up here in North America, we've had the wildfires. So
Mm-hmm.
you're breathing all that in. So we're bombarded every day. But if we can do little things to help us not have as much, then that's where we want to go with this, so that we can keep the body in good order. Now, the organ in our body that detoxifies is the liver. If our liver is unhealthy, then we can't get rid of those toxins. Another thing we can do to get rid of toxins is to drink more water, um, because we can flush that out. So
Mm-hmm.
those are a couple things that I try to put into my healthcare practice every day, so that I can get rid of the toxins in my body.
Okay. Now, we talk about the toxins and so on. A lot of people say, well, our bodies, like you and I know, is full of bacteria and we have toxins and so. But I think it's important that we start somewhere with it, because it is said that we should drink like 2 glasses of water first thing in the morning before anything else, so that can flush our system. And I know it works because I've tried it, and I continue to try drinking water first thing in the morning. Well, after you go and you brush your teeth and all that, You drink
Mm-hmm.
try to get 2 glasses of water in your system. And maybe it's hard for me to say that on air, but if you look at your urine after you do that, it is crystal clear
Yeah.
because you're flushing out the toxins from the body. And then that's a start for you to get your 6 or 8 glasses of water per day based on what they say your body needs.
Yeah. Another thing that you can do to get more water in is to stack habits. So, for example, you mentioned when you go to the bathroom, you drink 2 glasses of water. So, if
Mhm.
you have your water available, and we brush our teeth every day, right? So, we go to the bathroom, we brush our teeth, have the water available so that that habit that you have of brushing your teeth every day, you automatically think of drinking water because the water's right there. So, that's like stacking habits on top of habits. And the same thing with the habit tracker. That's why I prepared it that way, so you can stack one habit on top of the other. And as I mentioned, it takes 21 days for us to get into a good habit, or any habit for that matter, if it's bad or good. So that's a good way to do it, is to, when you go to the bathroom, we get up, the first place we head is the bathroom. So
Mhm.
make sure you have water either on the way to the bathroom or in the bathroom so that you can get your water in that way. And then during the day, I recommend to my clients that they don't drink water with their meals, but an hour before their meal. So that's like stacking another habit. You're
Mhm.
going to eat your meal at noon. So at 11 o'clock, have a glass of water. And then when you eat your meal, you know that you've got another glass of water in, and you're stacking one habit on top of the other. Because none of us are not going to eat. We're going to eat our meals, whether even if we don't drink water, we will eat our meals. So if we put the two together, then we have a better chance of getting in enough water so that we can get the allotted amount for our body every day.
We talk about butterflies in our stomach. Started off with that, talking about butterflies in our stomach. And it
Mm-hmm.
says gastrointestinal tract is sensitive to emotion,
Yeah.
anger, anxious feeling, sadness, elation. All of these things can trigger symptoms in the gut.
Mm-hmm.
It says the brain has a direct effect on the stomach and intestine. So is that true or is that true?
It absolutely is true. I think I mentioned earlier that there is what they call the gut-brain axis, and it's like a highway that the gut talks to the brain. And they only just recently discovered that that's actually what's happening. There's a bit of an echo. Is that you, Claire?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think
Okay.
so.
Maybe I've got the phone too close to my mouth. But
Okay.
anyway, when this highway is clear, or when you're not putting stuff in your intestinal system that's going to cause problems with your brain, then your brain functions better. So that you're not in a bad mood, you're not snapping at your husband, you're not beating your kids when you know you're not supposed to. All those
Mm,
things make a difference. How we eat is directly related to how we feel.
hmm. I never thought about it that way. Because as it says again, we are what we eat. So if we eat
Hmm.
badly and it affects our moods and everything, obviously it's going to cause us to do things that we're not supposed to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's how that works. We just we can't get around it. It's just the fact of life that what we eat directly not just affects our mental health, but it affects our entire body. We will get disease if we don't eat properly. And by properly, I mean eating foods that are healthier for us. We can
Hmm.
try to push that away, but that is the reality, that we will get sick if we continue to eat foods that are not healthy for our body. And once we get sick, it's hard to pull the curtain back. That's a big job, in order, because if you get type 2 diabetes, for example, you can you can you can keep it at bay, but again, you have to change your diet. You have to do something that's going to cause that not to flare up again. If you
Hmm.
have cholesterol problems, like you mentioned earlier, you go to the doctor and you have your cholesterol is high. related to your eating. What are you eating that's causing that to happen? So everything that happens to us as humans, as far as health is concerned, is directly related to our gut. And that makes perfect sense, doesn't it, Claire? Because as I, what else are we going to put in the gut that's going to make us feel good? Like you can't get away from the fact that that's what makes us survive is our food.
Mm,
And
it's
if we
true.
want to thrive, we want to eat healthier. So the gut tracker, the happy gut health tracker is instrumental in helping us do those 12 steps so that we can build a healthy lifestyle one day at a time. And that's all it's going to take. Like if we think about it in terms of, oh my goodness, this is something that's going to be monumental. Well, no, it's just one day at a time. So you take one habit and you do it for 7 days. And then the next week, you keep doing that habit and you stack another habit on top of that and you do it for 7 days. By the time you're done, you're at the point where, yeah, I'm feeling better. I look better. My gut feels good. And you just keep on going. So that's really what it's all about, is to just make those changes so that we can have a healthier life.
Okay. Now it's 9:22. I think we're going to go until 9:30 this morning. But there, before I close, there are 4 hours that you spoke about earlier that you recommend to help us to heal our gut. Do you remember what they are?
The things that will help to heal the gut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so probiotics,
Mm-hmm.
prebiotics, and you want to get good quality products. And again, you can also use fermented foods to in place of the probiotic and the prebiotic if you want to just start off gradually. It's a little bit more work, but obviously it's doable.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is L-glutamine powder, which you can get at any health food store. And that helps to heal the intestinal wall. It helps to heal up those holes that are in there so that you can, you can now start eating foods that maybe you never ate before or tried before, or eating foods that maybe caused you problems before.
Okay. What are the bad ones that we should stay away from to keep our gut healthy?
Bad foods?
Yeah, diet that helps to keep the digestive system, but like we have sugars.
Okay, so you want to cut down on sugar, and again, that's a process because we're all addicted to sugar or have been at some point in our life, and so we want to make sure that we do that gradually too, like just check the food labels like I mentioned, and cut down gradually. Try to do things more naturally at home. Cook at home if we can. That's going to help with healing our gut. Um, some foods that maybe we're eating now that are causing us issues, stop eating those and try to heal your gut with those things that I mentioned, the L-glutamine powder and the prebiotics and probiotics. And maybe down the road you'll be able to eat them again, but you need to stop and then reintroduce them into your diet. So other things that may cause you issues, just listen to your body. Your body will tell you what's causing you the problem. And as I mentioned before, it may just be little tiny voices at the first, and eventually they will get louder and louder as you continue to heal your gut. So those are some things that we could try.
Okay. Well, Pat, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the program today again, talking about healthy gut and the books that you wrote, the Healthy Gut, Healthy Habit Tracker. We wish you success in helping others to achieve the better gut health. So,
well, thank you for having me, Claire. I'm really passionate about helping people learn how to treat their bodies better so that they can live a long and healthy life and not, as I mentioned, have the last 25 years of their life in pain or have it cut short because they haven't treated their gut in a better way. And those three tools that I provided will help them to really do that, help them journey towards to better gut health. And that's really what it's all about, is just helping our gut help us feel better. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and I hope some of the information that I've given your listeners has been helpful, and I hope that they will put some of that into practice to help them feel better and look better. So thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And to our listeners who want to get a copy of the book, Healthy Gut, Healthy Habit Tracker, I have the links. I'll post them on so you can get it. That's for Florence Cyrus. I am going to send you, if you send us an email, Florence, if you're still listening, I will send it to you. All the best part. And I will be talking to you sometime again. And we all know that great health, great gut health gives you the mental ability to continue. But if you have bad health, and your gut is bad, then you'll have serious mental issues. So both of them come in hand. Good gut,
Absolutely.
good health. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Claire. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Mm-hmm.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do.
Absolutely no telling what they'll do. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Carrick, Martinique, and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. And good morning to all those who listened to CJ and her Mental Health Tuesday. Join her again, I would believe, next Tuesday morning. Yeah. Well, all things being equal. We've got cricket, lovely cricket, and that's going to be, no, it's not going to affect it, I don't think. Cricket is on Thursday. Yeah, so that'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday. 5 days of cricket. Hopefully 5 days, if West Indies can last all that. Anyway, again, thanks to CJ and to our guest Patricia. And here's hoping that all will have a wonderful morning. Real 91.9, 91.5. Stay with us.
Yeah. To meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy. Man, you have to move with care in that jungle of